All right, right here. All right. So you actually engage another team. But what I like about this is you're actually playing to the strengths of your weapon, right? And you'll notice that when you play to the strengths of your weapon here, you actually don't take any damage. Not only because you have high ground, but because you take you take different positioning than your teammates. So your teammates are fighting them, right? Meanwhile, you take what is this? Right, yeah. Like you take positioning on their right side, right? And this allows you to get free damage without them noticing you. At least not yet. So you guys down one. You get both low. And then you push in. Jesus Christ, my PC is basically screaming at me. It's been off all day. I don't know why it's doing this. Alright, so you push up. That's good. Your teammate actually goes down. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I think he got hit by an R99. I'm not sure what he got hit by. I know he has an R99. Alright, so you guys must have wiped up that squad. Yeah, you were definitely playing to the strength of your weapon. Of your loadout right there. Like that. You should do that more often. Just learn to switch up your playstyle, you know, like be more versatile. Of course, it's really, really good, actually, to play one playstyle, right? Hold on. Because if you can practice one playstyle enough and get really, really good at it, it'll make you a lot better. It'll be a lot easier to be more efficient, you know, like with your kills, right? Your play will be a lot cleaner if you pretty much master one specialized playstyle. But even if you would prefer to play one playstyle, you should still play to the strengths of your weapons. Like I said, there's no point. Actually, there's a point, but it's not good to play a playstyle that doesn't suit your loadout. So just keep that in mind. You just make it harder on yourself. It's just harder to pick up kills. It's just harder to do things when you're playing opposite to your loadout. If you are gonna play aggro all the time, then just try to find aggro weapons. Like I'm pretty sure you pass the flatline, you pass an alternator, right? If you really want to play aggro and like more up close and personal, like you know, like how your playstyle is with Wraith, then you probably should have picked up that flatline or that prowler because you have a lot of heavy ammo, or you should have picked up the R99 off one of those buys. I'm pretty sure somebody had R99, or you should have picked up the even the alternator for the triple take, right? You know, if you want to play a close quarters combat. It's okay though. Not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. Skip ahead a bit. So you get into a fight up here. There's not much to say about this fight, I don't think. Alright. You guys kind of do your thing. I think one of the teammates got away, but you approach another team right here. You actually engage too. So you notice immediately that they have a portal, right, coming from this way, and two used the portal, right? And you can tell how many used the portal because of that blue stream. It went by 2 times. So there's still one in here. Okay, and you know that. So you're cautious. You use your cover. You get a shot off one of them, back up. Wait for your teammate to push in. And right here, I think I heard you say somewhere around here for one of your teammates to go through the portal. So you must know, right before we even continue, that you're taking a risk going through this portal, right? Because if you go through this portal, there could be arc stars, thermites, nades on the other side. And knowing this team, they're expecting you to come through the portal. So you could die as soon as you go over there. So I just hope you know that you're taking a risk, and it's not really necessary, because if you can see right here, right, the storm hasn't closed off the pathway all the way, so you can actually just go through the tunnel, right? Or one of you can take the portal while the other two go through the tunnel, right? And be a distract, like you be the distraction. Since you're a wraith, and you can usually just use your Q as soon as you hit the portal, you can be the distraction while the other two I'm sorry, while the other two go down the tunnel. So that would have been a good play. See, like Wraith has the ability, since she can pretty much not take damage. She can be a good distraction, and you can gain the enemy's attention, distract them, and fight from a different angle. And so like you can pretty much allow your team to sandwich the enemy. So I'll explain once you take this portal. Right here, you go through the portal, and there's nades. Like I said, there's nades. Fortunately, I think it was only like 1 or 2 thermites. There were no arc stars, so you know you didn't get stunned or anything. But either way, you still take this fight, right? You take this fight knowing that there are multiple people shooting at you, right? And that you have a wingman. The wingman's DPS is not that high because the fire rate is low. Even though it does have good burst damage, it's definitely not that useful. Like right here, right? Like the wingman is best used peeking with cover, or just like dealing burst damage before you engage on a fight, before you commit on a fight, or while you're backing away from a fight, right? But trading with the wingman usually is not going to go in your favor if the person, one, has good aim and has an automatic weapon, you know, or say a weapon that does higher burst damage, like the Peacekeeper. Like you're usually going to lose exchanges by using the wingman, unless your movement is actually like cracked as hell, like really crazy. So you go down for it. You really should have just used your Q. So right here, what I was going to explain earlier is you could have used your Q, right, as soon as you came through the portal, and ran this way or ran this way. That way, you're grabbing the enemy's attention and you're making them focus you all the way over here or over here. Meanwhile, your teammates actually are coming through the portal, or they're just coming through the tunnel, right? And you have a sandwich, right? They're in the middle. Your teammates are on this side. You're on this side. Right? Easy claps, easy pickups. Right? That's not what happened though. You just died. Should have definitely used your Q right here. You go back through. You have a gold armor, so you can easy heal up, like really quick. Luckily, nobody comes through the portal. Jesus Christ. So you heal up. Right here, you take unnecessary damage. I can already see that. Jesus Christ. I can't. Yeah, I have to start from right here. Like, there's no in the middle. So you see the enemies right here, and you take open pathing instead of using this wall right here. So the Gibby is overexposed right now, but he has a shield, so I guess that's, you know, that's why he does that. You actually push straight down through the middle where you're in the line of sight, right, of the enemy. If there's anywhere that the enemies are aimed down sights at, it's in this area, because, you know, this is where your teammates are, first of all, and this is where they're expecting you to come from. While you were pushing up, if you wanted to avoid any unnecessary damage, like getting your shield taken out, you should have been hugging this wall, maybe climbed over this rock, right? And that way, you're shooting him from right here, right, up on this rock, while your teammates are still shooting him from right here. And in this way, he's kind of being focused from 2 different directions, so at least one of you guys is not getting shot at, right? So you're like, whether he's shooting here or here, one of you is getting free damage, whether your teammates are getting the free damage or you're getting the free damage on this guy. But he's still getting shot at by 2 people. But instead, you actually take the pathing that's in the line of sights of your teammates. And if your teammates are shooting them or are shooting him right now, you're probably eating some of the bullets as well. So just be a little more aware of your pathing in fights. So that's a common theme here is your pathing. Could use a little bit of work. So you take unnecessary damage. All right, you get your shield cracked and a little bit of health, but you back up instantly. You have your Q. You have to rely on that right there, of course. One of your teammates goes down, unfortunately. What I do like right here, you actually got high ground on this box. And you're not overexposing yourself too much either. You heal up, you wait. Use the sniper right here. I like this. You know, you get some damage as soon as he runs away. You know, you're hitting some shots from behind. What I don't like right here is that you actually overextend it. So your Q has 5 seconds on it. You see the Gibby throw down an ult. So right here is like a danger zone. You're literally gonna get stunned if you get hit by one of these, and you're still focusing on this Wraith, right? She used her Q. Like, you pretty much got tunnel vision here. But what I do like, even though this isn't the best position at all, what I do like is just something small, something really, really small. It's actually a really good habit to build. And I'm not sure if it's a habit or if it's just something that you did by chance because of your strafe. You're getting shot at by the Gibby. Unnecessarily, like I said, because, you just kind of came straight out here. All right. Oh, still open pathing, overexposing yourself. But even though you're taking these shots and you're getting shot at, you're actually gravitating towards the cover, right here. So you're slowly gravitating toward this cover while he's shooting at you. You're not moving forward, right? You're not up here, right? You're actually gravitating toward this cover. And this is actually a really good habit to build, right? Just automatically like gravitating toward the nearest cover while you're in a fight, just to block off the line of sights of anybody else who might be shooting at you, which you're doing right now. So I do like that. I'm not sure if it's a habit or if you just did this by chance, but you definitely just blocked off his line of sights while your teammates pushed up. Even though you're still in the ult, if you get stunned, he can easily down you if he just goes around. But your teammate's there. You back up. So good. And you back up in time too. So that's big. That's huge. You guys are chasing the Gibby. I think he gets away. I didn't see your teammate knock him. You guys will probably knock him later. This was unnecessary. This Wraith is long gone. I guess she could have been hiding around here, right? But, even if she was, she's definitely not low anymore. She popped her bad, whatever. I don't think she would have stayed here. This was a waste. You should have been chasing the Gibby with your team. It's whatever, though. It's not that big a deal. It's not like this was the wrong choice. I just personally wouldn't have chased this far up, right? Isolating myself from my team to go chase a Wraith that was honestly long gone. It's not that big a deal, though. So they down the Gibraltar, and you go up here, and you actually end up meeting the Wraith on this side. So she healed up, and you meet her. If she was 1 second earlier, she caught her. Like she could have caught you in the climbing animation. And I don't know what weapon she has, but it's a fully automatic weapon. I can't speak today. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. The more I speak, the drier my mouth gets. I just slur my words. But a couple seconds earlier, and she could have caught you in the climbing animation, and you probably would have been dead right now, or really, really low. So good thing you have your Q back though. But you climbed up, and immediately you had to fight her right here. Luckily, she's not that good from what I can see. I don't know what kind of weapon she had. I think it was an alternator. So you were lucky here it wasn't an R99, and she didn't have good aim. Because if she was a good player, you'd probably be dead right now. But you also had your teammates too backing you up, so that's good. It was basically probably 2 or 3 on 1 right now. Even if you did die, even if you did go down, she would have died. But those were good shots from your wingman though. I did like that strafe. You managed to out damage her just because you were the better player, right? But we're just gonna assume that, say she was actually a good player, right? You'd be dead. Like, what was she doing? I think she was tap firing an SMG, whatever. But still, good shots, you know. You basically hit most of your shots. And you do the finisher. Nice. Let's move forward. Alright, alright. I'm not going to say anything about your pathing right now because you're not really in a fight and you aren't expecting any enemies, so it's not that big a deal at all. Alright, so right here, there's a fight up here. I think, no, there isn't a fight. There's only 2 squads left. And you know what the other squad is? They're right up here holding high ground. So you and your team start fighting. You're approaching this team because your teammates are giving you an opening by putting down some suppressive fire. Right here, you have options, right? So, again, you're approaching a fight the same way you kind of were back in Skyhooks, right? And you still have 3 choices. The enemy is expecting you from here, right? They also could be expecting you from here, but since the zip lines are really on this side and you guys are on the left side, then they're probably expecting you to come up from here, honestly. So you can expect somebody to be aimed down sights in this area, right? You can also expect somebody to be on the roof, right? I think you saw somebody on the roof, right? You can also maybe, just maybe, but less likely, expect somebody to be over here, right, waiting for you. But just, you know, just based off the information given, the more unpredictable route to take would probably be the roof, right? Maybe climb up on the side, or just take this right side over here, you know. But either way, either of these 2 options are much better than taking this pathing right here, you know, towards the predictable route. You want to be unpredictable. Unpredictability is huge, right? Especially in a game like this where your health doesn't regenerate, and like the amount of health that you have matters going into a fight and also leaving a fight, right? Because if you can get damage off without taking damage, right, then you'll have the advantage. And unpredictability creates openings for you, so to catch people off guard and things like that. But one other thing you actually could have done, right, actually would have been, like, this would have been the best play: sandwiching the enemy, right? Like I said before, you're a wraith. You have an active ability that allows you to not take damage for a certain amount of time. So what you could do is actually drop down off this thing and go behind the enemy. You can take one of the zip lines up on the back of the ship and grab the enemy's attention, right? So now they'll be facing this way in this area, trying to fight you, look for you, you know, while you're doing damage to them, you know, while your teammates actually push up from this side. And now you have them sandwiched, right? Now they're being attacked from 2 completely different angles, and you know, it'll probably be an easier fight, easier cleanup, pickup, you know, just because one of you is being unpredictable, which would be you. And if you take too much damage, you have gold armor, and you also have a Q. So yeah, but you decide to take this pathing right here. There's a Gibby. This is a Gibby, right? He has a shield. He has a 15% damage reduction on his health and shield. So you take this fight out in the open. Mind you, you don't know where the other teammate is. You know that you actually know that there's a teammate up here. I mean, if you were paying attention, which I'm not sure if you were, right? There's a teammate on this roof, right? But then there's probably one more teammate, right? You should definitely be expecting one more teammate, since you don't know. But you don't know how many teammates. You don't know how many enemies there are, and you only know where 2 of them are, I think, or generally where 2 of them might be. But you still take this fight, and you actually fully commit to this fight, right? So I'm thinking, hold on, I'm guessing. Let's see what he has. So I think the Gibraltar has, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It may be a flat line because it looks like he's doing 20 damage per bullet. So I think it's a flat line. He's hitting you with the flat line right now. A fully automatic weapon. And it's actually it has really good DPS. And from this range, the flat line shreds, right? Because that's just how it is. And you still take the fight, right? With the wingman at this range, and with the cover that you have that you're actually not using at all. This cover that you have right here that you're not using at all. And at this range, the wingman's at a disadvantage. That, and he also has a bit more height than you, so he can easily hit more headshots than you can, right? Since you're lower than he is. And you get out damaged here, you know. This could have been avoided. Even if you did take this fight, right? You could have easily queued away as soon as your shield got broken and you went to use a battery. But that's not how this went. You actually didn't even die from the Gibraltar. Like I said, you didn't know where his other teammates were, and so you actually ended up getting finished off by one bullet, I think it was, by this lifeline. You can see here. She shoots at you like one time, and you die. Your teammate does the exact same thing, right? You had the Gibraltar low, but there's an enemy up here, right? So your teammate gets beamed by a Havoc, I think it was. Yeah, it was by a Havoc. It's a shame. He goes down. You try to revive, all right? And you also go down. And you guys lose this game. You don't even have to go through this again. I'm not even going to talk about what X-Class was doing. I'm not reviewing his VOD right now. I'm reviewing yours. So, but that's how this went. That's the only reason you guys lost that game. You had options there, and you just chose the worst of the options. Honestly, I don't know what else to say. I'm not gonna be too hard on you. Honestly, you're just playing pubs. Oh, nice 7 kills with 1,000 damage. Wow. I'm not gonna be too hard on you because, like, honestly, you're just playing pubs. You're probably chilling, not thinking. You're obviously not trying. You know, you're a much better player than this, and I know that from firsthand experience. Right. But even if you aren't trying, right, and you're not playing for real, there are still things that you can do while you're on autopilot and relaxing that can make you a better player. So I think what I took away from this was that you should try to focus on your pathing at least a little bit, like as much as you can, while you're, playing pubs. Right? You should use pubs, as a way to improve. Since you play it all the time, you don't really like playing ranked as much. Ranked would be much better because in ranked you're going up against players that are your skill level, and you'll get punished for the mistakes that you make, given how small they are. But since you're in public matches, even though skill-based matchmaking is on, you still run into bots like pretty often. They must have nerfed skill-based matchmaking to a certain degree. Definitely work on your pathing a little bit more. I'm sure that if you were trying actually and you were focused, maybe you would have not made any of these mistakes at all. But that's not the case here. So that only tells me that you don't automatically have these habits built in, I guess. You know what I mean? Like in order for you to play well, you have to focus. Which is, not that big a deal. Like, that's obvious. You usually play your best when you're focused on the game. But that just means that your base level of skill is not very high. So if you want to heighten your base level of skill to where you don't have to rely on, focusing so much, and like you pretty much to where you don't have to rely on peak performance to perform well, right? You should probably just start to try to practice good habits and build good habits, so you don't have to try as hard to be good. So that's just something to do while you're playing pubs. Every now and then, just think about your pathing. Pathing is essentially like the routes that you're taking as you're approaching a fight or you're leaving a fight. You know, make sure you're pathing by cover. Make sure that your pathing isn't exposing you to multiple enemies, right, at one time. And try not to take unnecessary damage. The other thing was predictability in both those fights. Pretty much, I think the biggest fights. Not sure. You were a bit more predictable than I would have liked you to be, right? You took the predictable route. You went up the zip line instead of going and climbing up on that elevator shaft. And the last fight, there are multiple things you could have done to be more unpredictable, but you still took the predictable route, right? Whether you were focused or not, it's not an excuse. Yeah, just definitely try those two things. Be more unpredictable and path better. That and play to your adjust your play style to your weapon loadout and your character.